After the last personal vlog, I'm deciding to fire Jake and just roll with the vlog life myself now. All right, give me a call if you need me, lads, or don't. Yeah, preferably not, but if you do, you know who to call. Also, the wall, it's white. Who can't park straight? I only park like that because there's no other car in there today, that's all. Don't judge my driving skills. Today's Friday, it's been a big week. Mentally for me. Been a big week emotionally. Lots going on, lots of things to juggle. You know what it's like, the entrepreneurial juggle, when we've got so many different things that we've got going on, and you feel like you're being pulled left and right and forward and every which way that you can be pulled. And for me, it's been a very humbling experience actually, since hurting my foot last week, so a week ago. You know, we're at Bounce, obviously you've seen me hit the wall, bang, we'll put that right there. So I hit the wall and I hurt my foot, and I've had this conversation with a couple of good friends of mine since, and you know, I always love talking these things through, because I'm always a big believer in some things, or all things happen for a reason, and there's always something underlying behind it. Now you could write it off that it was I just hit the wall, which clearly I did, you know, the proof is there. But you could also look at it in the sense going, what does that mean? And everything, there's a metaphysical level in everything, right? So there's always something that goes on underneath, the universal type, the woo-woo-y, I guess you could probably put it, how a lot of people would probably look at it. It was a great eye-opener for me just to know and check in with myself to stop. You know, I've been going full on for 6 weeks, hard. You know, I've been putting in the hours, at minimum at 10, 11 hour days I've been putting in. And it takes a toll, right? It takes a toll. I mean, I teach this stuff, and this is that whole thing again of being fully transparent. I teach this stuff. I teach the right now framework, which is designing the life you want. And sometimes though, all of that goes out the window when you're in the grind and the slog of it. But you can't stay in that forever. You know, you need to stop, reset, and then readjust the path moving forward. So it's been a great week for me. And when I say emotionally, it's just been like invigorating to be able to, be able to be aware and self-aware that is actually something that's happening, and it's just a good indicator, you know. So look in your life right now, things will be happening to you in your life right now for a reason. It's happening to you. Or actually, let's reframe that, it's not happening to you at all, it's happening for you. So everything that's happening right now in your life is happening for you, not to you. So remember that. Yeah, arrived. That was a quick ride for you, wasn't it? So this is a private meeting, so I'm gonna have to leave you here, unfortunately. So I'll see you when I get back. Fantastic meeting, went really well. We're gonna be able to help this particular client extremely well. I'm very excited for it, very excited. Just a couple of rules of thumb. Never have your water bottle sitting where the sun could be. Now I've got hot water, and never leave your protein bar sitting on the seat either. Oops. Meeting went a lot longer than expected. We'll go in and we'll see if the boys are working. Jake's just listening to music. And Chris, what's Chris doing?
Yeah, I'm listening to vlog music.
Vlog life. Anyone miss me? When it comes to Facebook groups, the key is you need to set the rules up from the very start. You can, obviously, once you've had an established group, go in and change rules and guidelines, but it's gonna be a lot harder to implement because people will just be used to breaking them. My rules for 99% of groups is no linking, no putting, and actually here's the easiest thing. Go into my group and take my guidelines and just mold them to suit your group. I'm happy to give you permission to take that and just use it. I don't allow links, no videos, no nothing. Why? Because we're removing any gray zone, because there's always a way around. There's always someone, you know, hey, can you just check my opt-in page? It's about this and this and this, and then all of a sudden it's just like a sneaky little way to get people to go look at it. So I just keep all links link-free and don't allow for any wiggle room. Like we had in our fitness group once, someone started putting their Instagram handle in, like, hey, follow me on Instagram. We're like, well, we didn't have that in the guideline. So we ended up adding it to the guideline. We said, no, we're not gonna do that. Because what if all 19,000 of them just went in and posted, follow me here type scenario. What you can do though to bypass that and to allow people the opportunity is to have a post that you put in on your group and to say, post your Facebook group below, or post your Facebook fan page below, and we can all help each other and share it. Post your Instagram handle below, but have specific posts dedicated to that in your group only. And you could have posts where you can go promo day, where if you've got anything you want to promote, they can post it, but only on this post. Everything else will get deleted. Solid group advice. The biggest thing that when we first started our first group on Facebook, we had the guidelines set out from the get-go, because what happens is the group members end up policing it and report posts if they're out of the ordinary, because one thing you don't want to have is just have a spammy group. It's cool. Yeah. Well, the best step moving forward is always the first one. A lot of the times you can get caught up trying to think 10 steps forward, and when you're thinking 10 steps forward, your eyes are nowhere near on the first step, and that's why a lot of people trip. You'd want to have the whole 12 weeks mapped out up front, but at the very least, you got to know what's happening in the first 2 weeks, and then reverse engineer from the 2 weeks backwards. So I just talked with another client, and they're doing a big gym relaunch, and it's like, cool, okay, so what happens actually on the relaunch day? Oh, we haven't thought about that yet. So I was like, we'll need to actually go more than just the first milestone, which is we're launching, or in your case, we're opening up the product. It's like, what's happening in the first 2 weeks of that? How does that look? So you've got to be all ahead of the game on that as well. A lot of people, and this is what I don't like about the internet space, is because people get lazy. You would have heard this, right? Oh, just sell a 6-week course and then just deliver it each week as you're going through, right? Personally, I don't like that approach, because it doesn't really show much intention. I mean, I get it, because people are like, just sell it and see if it sells. And it's like, well, even if you sell one person, you got to deliver a 12-week program. And I get it though, if it involves coaching calls every week or a webinar every week, that's totally cool. I mean, I get that, but you at least have to have the trainings built out. Don't go, oh, I'll make it up as I go. And if you don't have it made up already for the 12 weeks, you don't even know what you're bloody selling. It really starts with the end deliverable. Once the product's been delivered, reverse engineer all of that, use that, what you're delivering in your sales copy and your process. And then we go all the way back to, okay, now I've got it all there. How do I get people to find out more about this? And actually get clear on it. So you're sitting there. The only reason people get anxious is because they don't know what they're really doing and when they're doing it. This is how you need to teach yourself, okay? And this is the best advice I think I could give. Create it as if you're creating this for someone else to deliver it, because you'll need to be very detailed about what's happening for someone else to deliver it. I'm going to challenge you to run more than a webinar a week, because if you want more people, run 2 a week. In fact, run 4 a week, do one at 10 a.m., do one at 6 p.m. on a Tuesday and a Thursday. Right? The more of these you do, the more people you're going to attract to your program. Unless you have the luxury of dropping, a couple of grand on advertising to get a full webinar and just sell out your program off one webinar, you've got to do these things. Brett Campbell here, Friday afternoon here in the HQ. We have just hit our 50th episode, that's 50. So our 50th episode, if I was playing cricket right now, I'd slightly raise the bat and I'd wave it around. We haven't hit the century yet, but it's a pretty big milestone for me personally, because I don't know if you're like this, maybe you can relate. Maybe you've started something before, or you've started a podcast, or maybe you've started a video show, or maybe you've started writing blogs, and you've had all intentions to do it consistently and persistently for a certain period of time, but for some reason or another, life just got in the way. For us, we have just hit our 50th episode of our daily vlog. So 50 days in a row, 50 weekdays in a row. It's not just a daily vlog following me around and seeing what Brett does. It's literally daily videos full of a lot of content. You get the behind the scenes of me coaching my clients, the behind the scenes of me giving advice that people literally pay thousands of dollars for. You get the behind the scenes of watching us grow the Campbell Media Group, so another business other than Authority Academy and Unleash Your Greatness. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching the vlogs. If you haven't watched any, write the word vlog. If you have, leave me a comment here. Let me know what you're thinking. We're always looking for great feedback. Go like, subscribe, tap, poke, comment, share, do whatever you can to the video. We appreciate any love that you give us. We're still human, we've still got a heart, Asking for the sob story. But other than that, Thank you.